You.
$22 million is way over the top.
This is East Cleveland Law Director Willa Haymans talking about a Cuyahoga Common Pleas jury's decision Tuesday, awarding Arnold Black $22 million.
Merle Rice, I believe he's dead. His family got $6 million. Melissa Williams, who was killed right here in the city of East Cleveland, I think her family got $3 million. Timothy Russell, who was with her at the time, they got $3 million.
Hit me, I slid straight off.
Arnold Black filed suit against East Cleveland and several East Cleveland police officers, saying he was wrongfully arrested, beaten, and then placed in a storage closet for 4 days in 2012.
I wasn't able to subpoena witnesses or have them present the city's side of the story. I wasn't able to cross-examine any witnesses, so I filed appeal.
Haymans gave us these court records showing she appealed the case before it went to trial and believes the lower court lost jurisdiction. She said she didn't know the trial was held.
When was the trial?
But the Fox 8i team found this order filed by Judge John Satula last week, saying the trial would go forward on May 25th.
When I got out, I said, I'm getting me a lawyer. They ain't gonna do this to nobody else. That was my main issue, was them doing it to somebody else. If they did it to me, they had to do it to plenty of people, you know. And I was determined they wouldn't do it to nobody else.
Why they chose to do what they do is, and the legal strategies they're employing to defend themselves is on them. But what this demonstrates to me is another example of lawlessness.
Black's attorney, Bob DeSella, says he wasn't surprised when the law director did not appear in court.
I was disappointed because I had heard that that's what East Cleveland's doing. That's the way they do things. They hurt people and then they don't show up in court to account for it.
Because I don't want to see nobody else going through what I went through.
In East Cleveland, Peggy Gallick, Fox 8.
Ooh, tell Dr. Cole he should try the meatloaf.
He says you should try the meatloaf.
I have. It's very good.
Thank you.
Did you ever get that scan I sent you?
Did you get a scan?
I suggest physical therapy to be safe.
I'm a prostitute. I've been in East Cleveland, up and down Euclid Avenue.
This woman, who we'll call Candy, has worked the East Cleveland streets for years. She won't even let us use her street name in fear of her own life.
They'll kill me. They'll kill me out there in the streets. East Cleveland is a dangerous place. It's a dangerous place.
Candy does her trade mostly out of Euclid Avenue motels, including the Noble Motel, where 2 years ago, a prostitute named Tiny turned up dead.
There's like somebody's in there dead. Like somebody's in there dead. What the hell happened?
A prostitute suffocated with a plastic bag, her hands bound with wire.
And then they said it was Tiny. I said, Tiny, I just saw her. I just talked to her. And we were talking about what we were going to do after we got through tricking.
Was it the handiwork of accused Cleveland serial killer Anthony Sowell, who once lived in East Cleveland? Police Chief Ralph Spots doesn't think so.
We do have somebody that we have a suspect for right now, and we're working on that.
DNA taken in the past couple weeks has been linked not to Sowell, but to a man currently behind bars. Candy says she doesn't know who killed Tiny, or a little bit that she was known on the streets. But Candy says she does know who Tiny was waiting for in her hotel room just before her death, an East Cleveland police officer.
We were talking on the phone. She was waiting on her trick and I was waiting on my guy to come.
We're told that there was a member of this department that was in that motel right before the murder.
That's what you were told. We weren't told anything of that nature. I would really disagree with anything of that nature being even said.
But Candy claims the cop abused his badge.
He's a dirty cop. He's just a dirty cop.
She says the dirty detective used her and Tiny as informants to help bust local drug dealers. But she says he wanted more than just information.
You had sex with Detective?
Yes.
How many times would you say you had sex with Detective?
Oh my God, over 100 times.
Where did you have sex with him?
At the Noble Hotel.
She says that she personally had sex with the detective in that hotel many times. Do you know anything about that? Chief? Why? I mean, why?
If you're gonna finish, finish. If not, then you're gonna have to.
Why are you walking away?
Because you're talking ridiculous, and I'm not gonna address it.
Candy says the detective, who we're not identifying at this time, offered protection for her and Tiny. No arrest for prostitution in exchange for sex. She says he often gave them cash and drugs. Did you ever get any dope from Detective?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, dope that he's taking off of dope boys and.
He's giving it to you?
I'm not gonna address it. Finish what you need.
Well, why do you say it's ridiculous? But Candy says the real story needs to be told. Why are you willing to talk about this now?
Because I'm leaving. I'm leaving Ohio. I'm leaving on the next train smoking.
What are you afraid could happen if it became known that you were talking to us now?
He would kill me. He would have me killed.
Hi, McCoy. I'm Mark McCoy. Listen, I'm not a proponent of the police. I'm for the police. If something happened to me, the first person I want to call is the East Cleveland Police for help. However, that does not preclude me from criticizing the police when I think they have done wrong. And for some time now, I have criticized police Detective Randy Hicks right before this council, and said to you all that he had did some underhanded stuff, to me, and tried to frame me, and it didn't work out, but he had did some underhanded stuff. There's been rumors a long time about Detective Randy Hicks doing these underhanded stuff. So therefore, when I heard that Randy Hicks had finally, what I considered that he had got fired for some underhanded stuff that he had did down in the jail, I was pleased that finally Randy Hicks had got some of what was due to him. As a matter of fact, I was in the hallway one morning, and who walks in but Randy Hicks after he had been dismissed. And I said, hey, Hicks, we finally got rid of you. He turned around and came right up to me, man to man. He said, yes, McCoy, y'all finally got me. Look, I'm a man enough to man up to what I did. And I said, okay, I'm glad you're man enough to man up. And then he walked away. So I come to council to congratulate those who might have finally fired Randy Hicks, Detective Randy Hicks. But to my surprise, I find out that Detective Randy Hicks was not fired for the abusive things that he'd done. He was allowed to slip out the back door with his pension and all his stuff and leave quietly. Well, I'm here to say that I will not allow this to be quietly. I want to know what Randy Hicks did to get him fired, to get him out the police force, and I want to know, is this open law, open discovery, or whatever? What do we have to know to find out why Randy Hicks was dismissed from the police force? He was fired, but he was allowed to leave. I want to know why. I want to know why and what had happened to make him do this underhanded stuff. So that is my complaint today. Again, I am not a proponent of the police. I'm for the police, but Randy Hicks, I told you from a long time ago when he framed me that the chickens would come home to roost. And they finally come home to roost on Randy Hicks' head, but some kind of way, whoever it was, let him slide out the back door with his pension and whatever. But I think it's very important for us to find out what Randy Hicks did, what abusiveness he did to whoever to make them ship him on out the back door. I think this is very important. Those are my comments today. I don't want to have to go to investigative reporter to find out what happened to Randy Hicks. I would like to know from the city or whoever what happened to Randy Hicks. But if necessary, we'll go to Tom Myers or one of those investigative reporters and find out why they eased Randy Hicks out the back door instead of firing him like he was supposed to have been fired. Those are my complaints. And again, finally, I will say that there is some old guard police officers like Randy Hicks that need to be gone. Gardner is another one. He don't know how to talk to people, and he's kind of an abusive, abrasive police officer. Look, I tell the truth. The truth shall set me free, and those who don't like it, too bad. Again, I'm not a proponent of the police. I'm for the police. I'm glad Randy Hicks is gone. I told him I was glad he's gone. Now I want to know how he eased out of the back door without getting slapped like he's supposed to get.